Welcome to the FACEIT Oceanic League, and it's a very important qualification match today, and joining me is James. Hello, James.
Hello. Second time is a charm, Dan.
It is.
I think we're going to get into the game pretty quickly indeed. So today's teams are Steelseries, so they apparently have their own team in Oceania. And who's the other team, Dan?
We have, well, some may say they're the underdogs, James. It's DireWolves.
The DireWolves.
Did you see what they did there?
Not really.
The underdog? DireWolves. Wolves are canines.
Yeah.
It's a pun, James. Is it too early for puns? Can I join in with the golf claps? Can I golf clap myself?
No. You've just ruined the whole thing.
Why not?
Because it's not what you do.
All right, well, DireWolves, we don't know much about them. They are a bit of a new team. However, the same cannot be said for Steelseries. They are actually playing with a stand-in today, which is the most notable thing. They have Booms are standing in for them, which is interesting. He's a former in-game leader. He has a lot of experience from the 1.6 days as well, and he's definitely quite a famous player in the scene. So he's also, I think, used to playing with Moku and sibe and these guys. So they've all kind of played together here. They've got a lot of experience together, and they, on paper, should be the better team here. Of course, Moku is also known as APOC from the Chiefs. Definitely one of the better 1.6 players going into CSGO. So loads of EXP experience on Steelseries. Curious to see what we'll have going on here. We have maps as well. So we have cash first of all.
And then?
Do you like some cash? We then have Inferno.
And if there's a third?
Then it's Dust too.
Okay. So we've seen a lot of cash this weekend, actually. This week. It's not the weekend just yet, but we've seen a lot of cash. Seeing even more cash today. Pretty sure we saw cash. Yeah, well, I think every day we've seen at least one cash, maybe two. So again, we should be into the match pretty soon, guys. Here, it's been a busy weekend of all the qualifiers in the 3 regions, and we've also just announced that we are entering the Southeast Asia region. So you can check out the information on that on the front page of Reddit. Well, front page of Global Offensive Reddit, actually. Oh, apparently, I think our CEO has trolled us once again, Dan. There's a link to favorite casters, which we need to click. I haven't clicked it yet. We didn't have time, but he found it extremely amusing, Dan.
I don't want to. He's probably the biggest troll I've ever known in my life. So
he is. He's our fearless leader, Dan, and he is a massive troll.
Yeah, he leads through just ruthless trolling of everyone. That's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
It's merciless.
But have you noticed how blue we are today? Look how blue we are.
We are very blue indeed.
Blue like the sea, James.
Well, I wasn't actually supposed to be casting. I was supposed to be back there, but I don't know. Producer Reese is like, I'm taking the day off. Screw you guys. I'm not organising the casters or anything. I'm just leaving.
He's going to the Harry Potter studios, James.
He's going to the
He's going to see Harry Potter and drink some butterbeer. So well, it is, as it always is, a ruthless and bloody knife round. So who is going to come out on top here? I have to say, I love the DireWolves logo. It just reminds me of, if they're like some team from the NBA or like a hockey team or something. It looks actually kind of awesome. So mad respect to the choice, the selection of logo and whoever created it.
It's a bit reminiscent of various things, Dan.
That's the worst thing you've ever said.
Thank you very much.
That's so just...
It's not as bad as your DireWolves pun, though.
Incredibly ambiguous.
That was atrocious.
At least I went somewhere with my...
That was offensive.
At least I actually did something. You just said some words which were meaningless and redundant. So either way, we'll have to see how things are going to pick up here for DireWolves on the CT side. I do believe that the names are the wrong way around. Hello, James.
Hello.
We got some sticky keys.
Oh, I love sticky keys.
You've activated the sticky keys, James.
It appears so. I pressed shift once, Dan. And sticky keys have arrived.
I went just like, hello, James, sticky keys, sticky keys.
Dan, I'm not going to press sticky keys again. I'm not going to press shift. I'm just going to press numbers.
Okay, that's good. You're a numbers kind of guy.
I love me some numbers. What about you? You a fan of numbers, Dan?
No, it's a terrible
bit of algebra?
It's a terrible show.
No?
Are you talking about actual numbers?
Yeah. As opposed to what? As opposed to non-numbers?
There's a show called Numbers, which is hilarious, and has a hilarious representation of internet and geek culture, which is completely
Oh, you
wrong.
are a nerd.
It's completely wrong, and it's hilariously wrong, and it should be... shouldn't exist.
Pistol round, Dan.
Yes. DireWolves versus Steelseries. So the names are the wrong way around, so don't
Sure, that'll probably fix itself next round.
Yeah. So it's actually Steelseries on the CT side with Moku, sibe, obez, Nick, and Boomzer must be Scott, I should imagine. Yes, that should be the case. So we shall call Scott Boomzer. Now, what do we have here? We've got the just standard setup from DireWolves. Not really a retake. They've got a spread across the map. 1 in mid, 2 on B, 2 on A. Pretty basic. Something you would see on a gun round as well. Normal gun rounds. We do have the push coming in from Steelseries.
This is the existence RPK setup here. So he's going to spot, and then Moku's going to come out at the right time. But he's not coming out yet. Here we go. There's one frag. Bombs down as well. And this should be a nice cleanup. I don't think they'll have time to realize where he is. They're going to get the frag, in fact. Sibe coming in now to try and get that late crossfire. Rotation from the other two CTs is still coming in. We'll see if these teams can get their post-plant positions set up. Nice frag there by Sibe. He's going to continue things as obez and Nick come into mount the offense as well, but it's going to be a clean-up from the remaining DireWolves players. So they will take the first round.
That's actually quite interesting there because I have to say that Steelseries, with Moku in that position by checkers, it looked like they had the round there. It looked like, I mean, dropped the bomb, it looked like that they had the rounds. So quite surprising that DireWolves actually picked that one up, and we're going to see them on the SMGs. The most substantial weapon is maybe the UMP here, and Steelseries just have to get their fact-finding going at the moment to make sure that they don't run into this stack. Or, well, I mean, some teams just enjoy cleaning out the stacks. If you have good use of grenades, then it can be a perfectly fine way to handle around. Especially on the SMG rounds where you want to pick up the SMG kills, get the bonus money. It's not the worst thing in the world. Again, if you're prepared to actually run into the stack, it is not the worst thing in the world to do. However, Steelseries, at the moment, they are waiting patiently for these players, and they are starting to get a little bit impatient here. We're going to see a movement, a bit of a check to see what's going on in B storage, and they are going to spot a player or two. So far, we're going to get some trays coming in, but Steelseries, not too shabby. 3 versus 3 now for them. Yeah,
I think they're going to allow the CT side to pick up that weapon towards B, should they require it, as the bomb's heading up towards A. They need to get their crossfire set up. You can see one frag coming in there. Car in control of the MP7. Scott and Sibe, last 2 players remaining. And you can see Sibe's going for that gun that they took care of earlier. And Scott's just going to hold the angle, which maybe should be the other way around, as Sibe's the one that doesn't have any HP, and Scott has indeed died. So Sibe's going to save his armor as well as this UMP.
So actually a pretty nice save to actually go with the UMP. If he can get that off, that'd be really, really cool. It's actually a very good gun, to be honest. It has great armor penetration, pretty good damage. The only thing that's really terrible is the rate of fire, but the recoil is very easily controllable. So we're going to actually have them crossing, and he's actually going to give up his position, and he will take a frag there. I would have liked to have seen him just try to risk it and just let them run past and see if that would happen there. I think that's
he got his 5-7 up because he wants the one taps. The thing is, I think it's worth taking the gamble there and using the UMP because the kill bonus is higher.
Yeah, I would agree with you. If you're going to go for the frags, absolutely. With that first player running past, he probably could have gotten both the kills as well with a bit of a spray down. But either way, it's going to be Steelseries without a round just yet, and another stack for them on the pistols. And I have to say, I do enjoy stack play because you can. It's always good, even if they go to the other site, where you can just let them plant, rotate, and just play for the exits, get some damage in. And it's actually kind of cool also because against the SMGs, you can kind of control how many people die or try to avoid dying altogether. And we see teams starting to do that because the kill bonus is pretty significant. $600 for the average SMG as a kill reward.
Okay, so the B-bomb site firmly in control of the stack goes towards A. CT's going to do what damage they can. Again, pretty much nothing being brought here by Steelseries, just the USPSs on the remaining players. Setting up for exits, and we've got the players who are trying to clear the path, separate the Red Sea. See if they can find the 2 remaining players who are moving well away from the B-bomb site now. Maybe they want to give Steelseries this bonus money. Obez could get himself some bonus money with that MP7 if he finds the right angle, but it may not happen.
So they've managed to actually avoid losing 2 players here. Obez actually going to save one of the the SMGs and pick up a kill there towards the end of the round there. So that's pretty awesome. And
Nice little bonus.
And I think it was an MP7, so he could even have considered just keeping it and playing a position that works well with the MP7. That wouldn't have been the most horrible choice in the world, but they're going to go for the full buy of M4A1Ss, and they are going to have quite a few nades to play with as well. So it's actually not too bad of a round here for Steelseries. And we can see that DireWolves are taking a passive approach in the opening here of this round, just using the game clock to their advantage to make sure that if there is an early aggression, that they won't be victims to it, and instead they can slowly work out some positions here. But do we have a player pushed into? Oh, no, that's the pushed under the boost there in mid. So, and that is sibe, I do believe. Indeed, it is. Now it is a pretty strong position, but he's got no support actually. So. Molotov, they may be thinking about pushing slowly into the middle here. And indeed, we are going to have a few players peeking it from DireWolves. sibe needs to get a couple kills here, as there's no one there to trade for him if they are going to take over middle.
50 seconds remaining, and DireWolves haven't done much of anything yet. Somebody is looking into A main. Looks like they're going to go for the A execute after all. So, funny enough, the rotation coming in there, you can see Moku heading up towards the A site. They've got Sico keeping the close angle, which is always a good sign. Some people just all run into A main after these nades have come out. So the push is going to come in from the T's, but again, they're going to be on the wrong side of this wall that they've created themselves in order to get the bomb down. So sibe and the rest of his team will just patiently wait for the T's to push through the walls they have created themselves, and it will be a complete failure for DireWolves. I say this time and time again, Dan. When this smoke execute comes in, it gets them to the less important half of the site, but then when they have to breach their own smokes, which are going to be there for a long time to get the bomb down, then life is easy for Steelseries. I think they needed to add pop flashes to the repertoire there before they go through that smoke, because it was every single kill was free for the CTs there.
The biggest problem as well was actually that sibe heard all of them running into A main. So because he was just sitting there under the boost and they were just running around, thunderfooting towards A main, he called the push, and they had 4 or 5 players on defense there as the push came in. That's ridiculous. They need to clear mid first in spots like that, or not put so many sound cues in there. So it looks like this round they're trying to actually take a little bit of mid control, but it will be DANZ who does get thrown away, cast aside by the little crossfire that's going on in middle for Steelseries. Moku going to drop back into the vent area now, and he's definitely onto something here as these players are lining up for him. Gets a spray down on Wizard and RBZ. Sico will get the trade, but they know what's going on now, and they have a massive advantage on the players.
That flash came in far too late from the B-bomb site to protect Moku. He was long gone by that time, but it's 4 players versus the 1. Only Sico remains here. See if he can get any damage done, and he will need to do some damage, as Steelseries again had a clean round previously. Second player down, almost gets a third, but Scott will find the angle first.
Okay, so the money's starting to build quite nicely here for Steelseries after those clean rounds. And that's actually typically pretty crazy, because those should have been the scariest rounds of Steelseries, where they don't have the AWP yet. They're still maybe lacking on some grenades. But DireWolves with the very telegraph to execute, and as you said, maybe they could polish it up quite significantly as well. Steelseries are taking full advantage of this so far, and their economy is booming. Everyone's got 5k already after 2-1 rounds. That means that they lost almost no one both times, which is crazy.
Oh, dear lord.
That is disgusting.
Someone think of the children. The Popo have come in with excessive force, Dan.
They got the fire hoses out, and they will be spraying them down.
Peoples are being oppressed over at the B-bomb site.
Okay, so this will be over momentarily as RBZ will be finished off, and it's going to be a 3-3 scoreline. So Steelseries coming back into it pretty strong. DireWolves going in with another buy now, and are we going to see an AWP? No, we won't see any AWPs here today so far for DireWolves. However, obez has picked up the AWP. Fun fact about Nick and obez is actually they were 2 of the best COD 4 players in Oz actually, and they recently just came back in the last season to Counter-Strike Global Offensive. So, Steelseries definitely a team with a lot of potential to do very well, I think.
COD and chips.
The Oceanic scene. We have a 3-man play in mid now, which is very nice. Of course, the counter boost will be in force as well. Moku's going to go over the top and see what he can find, and he's going to find himself at the mercy of the AK-47 of DANZ. So, 4 against 5 now, with that early advantage for DireWolves. They should be able to turn this into something. They've got over a minute left to play with these rotations. And then it goes to challenge against sibe, and they will get a good trade again. 3 against 3 now for DireWolves.
Yeah, they've taken control of mid as well, so the remaining 2 players for Steelseries are spread out across the map. You can see Scott here just thinking about what he should be doing, and there's the cues. The 2-man spray down potential is on. Oh, that nade's not going to come out soon enough, and maybe he should have just kept his gun out, but he's going to leave obez to it against RBZ, and wizardgaming.com surely cannot be his name. A money shot, and there's another money shot with the AWP. Just needs 1 or 2 taps now to obez versus the last player, but he kind of jumped into range and then got shot. So not the optimal play there. But again, being caught with nades like that on the B-bomb site is definitely problematic. I think that was a situation where he needed to have his gun out as he tried to get back towards cover.
Yeah, or just take the more risky cover, but the cover that's closer to you. Also another option indeed. We're going to have probably a run boost attempt here from obez, but actually there's so many trades going on in the middle at the moment. They're going to turn their attention fully away from the A-bomb site in towards the mid area, where they have lost multiple players, as DireWolves once again have similar success as to the previous round, where they just trade into middle very, very well, and this has given them another solid advantage. In fact, this is exactly how it looked in the previous round before they went through the vents and had a risky situation against Boomster here. Now Boomster will be rotating back through into the mid-connector area, and they have no eyes on B at the moment, which is quite interesting, because DireWolves could absolutely be in B right now.
Boomster, he was from the originals, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So many teams being savaged in the post-FACEIT league in Oceania. It's a very different landscape now. So the nades will give the cues to the CTs as to what's going on. We've got Boomster on shorts, where he will join his teammates, so they will have their guns together. And the bomb's going to get planted, and again, a man advantage for DireWolves. They've got 1 more flash in the bag, as do the CTs. Just trying to find the angle, and again, breaching the smoke is going to be unfavourable for the breacher, and Dire will survive with 3 players. So after some really strong, successful rounds from Steelseries, DireWolves have taken control of the map once again.
Yeah, and they're finding the success repeatedly in middle on the trade game. Now, that's been the only real successful thing for them. So I would imagine Steelseries need to try to find a response to this. Either it's, I mean, they're having to put 3 people in there and just straight up losing the trade. So either they're handling it inefficiently. We haven't actually seen it, I think, properly just yet. So it's hard to say exactly. But yeah, either they can keep committing there and just start hitting the shots and have a better setup, or they can just try to play much more passively on mid and just not give the trade opportunities to DireWolves. It's obviously harder to give up mid. Giving up mid is very depressing as a CT side, because you just don't know what's going on then, James.
So obez is going to be the last player, trying to do what he can. Got DANZ tagged down to 32 HP, and that is a spray down, which didn't really go the way, but don't lose any players, at least.
So this is where we'll get to see what the adaptation is for Steelseries. They know the problem has been middle so far. They don't have
did RBZ die?
They don't have a lot of strong weapons. They've only got 3 M4A1Ss, and we are going to get a much more passive approach on middle. So they've got sibe, who's in a very committed position by the sandbags. Again, that's only really good necessary for 1 frag when the guy comes over the top. So the light mid aggressions, it's very good against those. But as soon as you get discovered by multiple players, you're pretty screwed, unless a teammate can flash you out. obez is there to support him. Going to re-smoke middle as well. So holding on to it at the moment. And they don't have any info. They have a man, I think they've got a man boosted up on the A-bomb side. So that's allowed them to have more of a mid presence into the mid round, which is very, very strong.
Okay, and they are going for more aggressive play as well, which will give them access to the vents should they need it. Moku is in the vents at the moment. Again, he's just popping out with an aggressive position there, but if he goes too far forward, they will see his legs before he will see them, and he will probably die. So he's got to be careful there.
And where's the Molotov here from DireWolves? Would be very useful for this vent position to actually force him out, and instead Moku's going to pick up the kill, and so will sibe. Booms are coming in as well, and it's going to be a positive trade situation here for Steelseries. They just need to clean up the last player who is darting for that bomb plant. It is Wizard. There it is. Oh no, he's actually going to come off the plant just in the wrong moment there. But he's going to turn in for the frag, but he can't make it happen this time. And James, I really feel like if the guy in mid, like his job there is to throw the Molotov in the vent. Because if he does that, of course it forces the guy in the vent out. If the guy's not in the vent, they know that they don't have to worry about that position. And that if the guy is in checkers, he's going to be behind the crate. That's the only spot left. And you can also Molotov that also. So I feel like that one adjustment would have saved them the round there completely. Because Moku picked up 2 frags, and then they couldn't get into the bomb site because of that.
I once went for a plant and pressed Q just before it planted, and then there was no time to plant the bomb. And we lost the match because of it.
I bet people hated you for that.
It was 15-14. It was really bad. I know the pain of doing such things. It's kind of weird though, because there's no reason to press Q. Your primary gun's coming out regardless. It's not going to come out any faster, but you know, it's one of those things. At least they got the plants.
This is very Apex. Apex loves to stand up here and on the top of the white box, and also get on this little ledge that we see on the left here. And if you're very good at movement, you can actually just get onto the boost with that actually, which is kind of nuts. But he's going to back away. And can Sico get actually a pick here with this AWP? Get his Kenny S on. We have a boost here onto Obez. This should be very, very favorable. Indeed, he'll pick up the frag onto the picking player. That was Sico. And that's going to really hurt now because DireWolves, they haven't got a pick. They've invested the player into it. They need to get some map control now. If they keep playing the picking game, they risk going down 5-3. And that's what's going to happen. 5 versus 3 now for Steelseries. And this is the dangerous situation where you're like, okay, now do we even have enough players to make an execute happen? Maybe the nades in there for RBZ as they try to make it go into that A bomb site. There's the opening entry frag, but in comes Nick for the trade. Gets both players, in fact. And now it's just blackout against almost an entire lineup of Steelseries. We get shot in the back. But yeah, that's one of those interesting things about T-sites. I always notice, James, is that it's if you don't get anything out of that first player who goes for that gambly kind of picking attempt and there's no trade or anything like that, how many more times are you going to risk the picks? Because eventually you just won't, I don't have enough players left to actually take map control as a team. Or take an area as a team.
Yeah, that was a good point, and that was a difficult round for DireWolves. Still have a 1-round lead, and 6 rounds on the board so far is nothing to shake a stick at. Moku doing a good job of holding things down here. Maybe going to the world one too many times. I think they had a different CT setup, so he didn't have his teammate in headshot to throw the flash in. RBZ goes down as well. Sico just looking to get some more damage in if he can. If he can take one of these players out, then maybe a bomb plant is possible. However, the bomb's in an exposed position and all the CTs are ready to hold things down here. And Nick's going to be afforded a view onto mid as his back, at least from B, is going to be covered by the fact that Sico literally just cannot get up there.
When you
that's going to be an easy kill.
When you said nothing to shake a stick at, actually, you gave me the mental imagery of nothing holding a stick and shaking it. No, I thought that was very weird.
I don't know what to say in response to that, so we'll just move on to round 13 then.
Okay.
One of these DireWolves players had a good spawn to try and get a pick into mid. Should the mid player try to cross over to the left, but Sibe's going to keep to the right in the sandbags and have that smoke out very early indeed. Molotov to boots. So there will be no aggression in the area yet. Again, DireWolves going for the A execute, and let's see if they'll change up their approach in terms of going through the smoke.
The boost though. Will they check the boost? That is the one thing that can completely destroy this push. They do not notice Nick in time. He's got the silenced M4. He's going to go through now, and he's going to just completely open up onto them. In fact, Scott Boomser gets 3 kills before Nick can even get at them. So, James, they couldn't leave A main. They all got wrecked before they could even get out of A main. That's not a good sign.
That is a less than ideal situation, you might say, Dan.
It is pretty suboptimal. And of course, it was one of those A plays that's very telegraphed. One of the cool things that's nifty about that is that you can try to play against how it looks and just go for the B fake and just send maybe a player or 2 into A main or squeaky or something. That's what LGB do a lot, and it can be really effective. And they just showed that execute. They should try it again, but with the fake. the mid take afterwards into the B split would be quite a cool option. But they have Tech 9s.
Ding dong. Scott had his bell rung, and the bomb site is in control of the T's, but there are Steelseries players swarming. What a dink there. RBZ's got to finish things up as well. 2-man spray down here. Actually, it's 1 man each over towards the B bomb site. 3 Steelseries players combining, and there is a charge from the final play, getting a bit more damage done as we head towards the last round. But Steelseries have got so much cash in the bank that it's not going to matter.
Yeah, I really want to see what the reaction would be if we saw that fake from DireWolves, but they do have the AWP on Sico, so it definitely suggests that they have in mind, you know, a simple opening, an opening which incorporates his AWP, so picks from mid perhaps from him, or picks from A main, even B storage. We'll have to see what happens here with Sico. It's going to be RBZ getting tagged down to 16 health though, due to the defensive work of obez with his AWP on B, so they know the AWP is at the moment for Steelseries. Now what do they do with this information? Sico's in mid at the moment.
Okay, so door has been opened. The door has now been closed. Back to you, Dan.
Well, Sico will get that pick after all onto sibe in mid, over by the vent, and this might encourage a play into B. They've eliminated that vent player. However, there is actually 2 players on the B site itself, so actually killing that player might be a bit misleading, making them think, hey, that was one of the 2 B players, because that's typically how it actually works. You've spread the rotation between the B and mids, and that's the second B player. But no, in fact, that's not really the case. And they have Blackout, who's actually going to be testing this area and just delaying the rotation, playing the lurk, whilst the rest of his team make the push into the A bomb site.
He's got a flame kill as well. But the rotation is coming in, but the elephants start marching on the A site just a little bit too early to stop this. Stop the CTs from going towards the B bomb site. Sico finds himself against 2 players. Oh, he's going to find the angle onto Nick. Bit of a tag as well. He's left with all of 4 HP. No nade for Scott. Oh, he's got the molly actually. 1 tack from that molly could do all the work for him. And here it is, but he's going to take the wrong angle with it. He'll finish the job, and that will be 9-6 in favour of the Steelseries side.
Yeah, I mean, actually, if DireWolves are able to pick up the pistol round, they could absolutely close this one out. Because we have no idea how Steelseries will look on the T side just yet. It's the harder side, so 6 rounds is a pretty respectable result. Did they actually pick up the pistol? Can you press a tab? Give us a tab.
No.
Yeah, it was actually the pistol picked up by DireWolves as well. So Steelseries are gonna want to at least do the same thing, and we actually saw a situation where Steelseries were able to build up really crazy economy after a mere 2 round wins. In the 5th round, they had 5k on every player on the CT side with all the guns in it and the grenades brought up. So that's a situation that Steelseries do not want to let DireWolves fall into. Now, as we go on to the second half, I wonder what the pistol round is going to look like for the CTs. The safe meta that we've seen is the A retake, but people are starting to develop it into all different kinds of plays, which are really nice, and we're seeing a lot of different responses from the T sides as well. In response to this, it's actually a little bit too much to go into at once, so I won't do that just now. But let's see what they choose to go for.
I'm quite curious to see if they'll just try and storm A main, to be honest with you, because we're seeing so consistently either 1 player playing A or 1 player playing car. That if I was a T side, I'd just be like, let's just bomb A. But it's going to be a little bit different here. We've got 3 CTs on, so maybe they're playing against that meta because the charge is indeed coming out. Looks like an A split after all, so more or less the idea we had in mind. The selection from DireWolves to put 3 people here may pay off. 3 versus 3 at the moment. Dan to try and defend on the site. He almost gets knifed, but it's going to be the bomb down all the way in quad box corner. Scott versus 3 now. Boomser cannot save it. And that choice to put 3 over towards A, very well done there by DireWolves.
That kill over quad was so incredibly crucial. That kill equals a bomb plant and a 2-on-2. But I'm able to get it done there with the Glock. So we're going to see Steelseries with the...
He had a lot of time as well because the other guy was just standing there reloading for a while. Yep. You know, but
Def just takes the time there.
Maybe Glocks were being mashed.
He can pull it out there. But
mashing like potatoes.
It's important to be calm with the pistols. Well, be calm with everything. But the pistols can definitely have the most impact if you are a calm person. We've got the push coming into the A bomb site here, but it's I feel like it's somewhat telegraphed at the moment. They've not seen anything anywhere else on the map. They've already heard and suspect that there should be some players towards A. So now they're going to be there quickly, 2 players able to help out and get the really ruthless and brutal spray down from the MP7s. It's going to be a lot of money made there for DireWolves, as they are now 1 round away from Steelseries, as they have to go for their full save. So this is something of an issue here for Steelseries, because they have given a really good start to DireWolves now. They're going to have so much money in the next round when they're going to be able to switch out from the SMGs, and they've got still 4 MP7s alive. This is so much money to potentially be made here. Although we're going to charge it into the FAMAS player though.
Blackout needs to back up, because staying close will be advantageous to the numbers game here. What a spray down there. That's going to be $2,400 in the bank.
Yep. Indeed. Look at their money. It's actually offensive. Globally offensive.
Very nice.
We have all the buys coming in. DANZ is actually going to keep his FAMAS, play economically here, but I would have liked to actually see an AWP, considering the fact that they know they'll be up against the AKs. I mean, it's I don't know how strong they are on the AWP, but they are going to have a 3-man mid sub early on, which is always really, really nice. Putting a player in boost, in the counter boost spot, and also one in the vents. They've got a good crossfire, and they're going to rotate their other mid player back out. Good setup here from DireWolves, actually. Quite versatile, but Blackout's in trouble here. Only gets 1 frag before being traded on by Moku. And this is opportunities now for Steelseries. They're trading quite well at the moment. 3-on-3 as the nades go into 8. And Boomzer continues the pressure there. But the bomb is moving towards B at the moment. They should have a 2-on-1 there if things do go as intended. RBZ by a headshot in a perfect position to get both these kills, but gets completely annihilated by Moku. And the bomb will be planted 3 against 2 now, and Steelseries look like they are bouncing back into this map.
Yeah, good frags by them. So DireWolves with the numbers disadvantage. They both have a kit. That's a nice molly there, trying to guess where their play might be and limit the options. But Nick's going to find the angle on top of a box. That's going to be DANZ down, all down to Sico now against the smoke, and he is going to make his exits and live to fight another day.
Okay, so that is a very important round for Steelseries to take. Also surviving with 3 players would be great, but it won't happen. Sico will see to that, and he will be safe in CT spawn, and he'll keep that M4 alive. But they have a lot of money to get another buyout, so we should see that. It will require some dropping, though, from DANZ. He's going to drop an M4, and he's going to spend all his cash. So now, 1 more round win, and Steelseries can push DireWolves to an eco, and that would be a very, very nice spot to be in. So let's see what they approach the round with. We have most players moving towards middle at the moment. Looks like a mid take so far. Molotov there. They don't have any more Molotovs either, so no Molotov for vents, no Molotov for squad area on A, and it's going to be DANZ able to eliminate Moku. And just a player pushing up white blocks there is somewhat suggestive of what could be coming, I feel. I was looking for that pick on the A bomb site, but so far, DireWolves, they are being stubborn in these peaks. They're not giving anything for free at this point to Steelseries. They know they're a man up. They want to retain that advantage for now.
Yeah, that's working well for them. Steelseries time is just ticking and ticking away. So DANZ getting 1 frag, running out of bullets, going to the pistol, but not fast enough. Scott going to get the trade on him. Still a 1-man advantage for the CTs. And again, they know that it's going to be fear for those smokes. And now it's Steelseries' turn to try and push the smokes and be punished for it. 10-10 is the score. And Steelseries find themselves lacking money, lacking options.
So that was basically probably one of the most important rounds in the entire match, because we're entering the late stages of this in the second half. Steelseries just got reset. They got money screwed. They have to eco twice. Even if they get the bomb down, they pretty much have to do it twice here. And DireWolves, they avoided going onto the eco themselves. And now they get an opportunity to build up free bank. So they are taking momentum in the match. And it's going to take something quite miraculous at this point from a huge disadvantage for Steelseries to bring themselves back in and stop DireWolves from getting those 12 rounds straight away.
So flashes coming out for DireWolves, and that is genocide on the B-bomb site. Everybody dead. DireWolves take the lead by coming back in for Steelseries. No plant, so they're going to have nothing left, and it will be limited on the nades as well. And Nick, does he have a gun? Or just a Tech 9? Looks like he is on just the Tech 9. Obez sacrificing a helmet as well. So if he goes up against one of these DireWolves M4s, that M4 will be as good as an AK. Push coming in so far, and that's 2 people getting sprayed down. And Steelseries have just all left the map as if they've been kicked by the world.
It's strange that they weren't able to communicate that. Because even though it's a silenced M4, he's either right or he's left out of that position. And I guess the guy looking on the boost spot, that's one of those things where the communication's not like proper. Like no one knows who's checking what, and so you don't know, like when someone dies, where what's kind of jewel he was taking basically. Like because usually this is why you have the Molotov into the vents, because then you don't have to check the vents. So the guy who goes over the boost has to check the sandbags position. He can be safe against the connector peak. We'll have to see if they can save this. We've got sibe and Nick left. Now, can they get the bomb down here? Looking pretty good. If Nick can get a quick snap, there it is. Can get the bomb planted now. It's a safe plant. Not the best plant for defending it, but get it down safely at least. There it is. And we have sibe in checkers, and there is a player to take him down, and it's going to be a Sico from Beat Storage, leaving Nick alone with the Tech 9 with it all to do.
He's going to want to get a jump on these players. He gets possibly a headshot onto Sico. He shoots him down to 7 HP, but it's not enough. They've got a bomb plant, however, so we'll see what the money looks like and if they can continue the pressure on this round. We'll see, it's a bit ropey. Could be a Gilil buy, but it looks like they're going to opt for the eco, keeping their money at a minimum of 2,000. So a few nades coming in. We'll see if there is an execute to be had with said nades. 3 players of armor, all pistols purchased. 2 smokes, 2 flashes, and 1 nade.
Yeah, and with all the nades going over the boost there, it's actually really telegraphed. However, DireWolves have nobody in position directly here. It's just Sico straight away. He will get the spray down though, and it's the entire lineup just melting away. And that's the problem when you're going to go for a rush like that. It's throwing all the nades over the boost. When you see like 3 or 4 flashes coming over the boost at once, either they're boosting over mids,
or they're rushing A.
Or they're rushing A. And it's more likely they're rushing A because if they're boosting over mid, you want to time the flash with the boost. So
Sico's heading towards the 30 bomb at the moment. AWP on Obez. He's going to get boosted into mid. Again, the CTs of aggressive positions. He's going to see who first. Oh, he gets dinked through the box. And, oh wow, they're just getting wrecked again. Only 2 players remaining. So they're going to have to call the UN soon, the way this is going down. As we are witnessing atrocities. Sico should be on 29 now. Indeed, he is far and above the rest of his team, but they are just charging down Steelseries. Steelseries looking lost, Dan. They look like kittens who have strolled into a dodgy restaurant. Now they're a menu, and they're on a table.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's looking really... It's really weird how easily DireWolves are cleaning them up at the moment. We're seeing another mid take, and I like that they're still going for this. It's important. If you do it correctly, it's incredibly powerful. DANZ will get challenged and taken down. So we do have a frag coming back in towards A main though for Sico, so he's going to thin out the potential push. And it does seem to be that they want to go for the A split here. They've got the mid control up short now. The bomb is positioned towards A main, looking to make its way into the bomb site. And Sico's going to spot one. Go around the corner looking for the extra jewels, and he's playing this position so incredibly well. That's another frag for Sico. That's 3 now. Could get more. There's the 4th, looking for the ace. He won't pull it out, but it's 11 HP for Boomzer now, who is remaining on a Steelseries against RBZ, and it should be favored to RBZ quite massively so, because that one-shot kill is not with the M401S that is carried by Boomzer here. And there it is, the quick adjustment from RBZ. He picks up the kill. Going to be map point now for DireWolves, as they have almost all 16k. And that really tells you exactly how these last few rounds have been going.
That was great play by the CT on the A site, but it had a little bit of help.
Sico, he's got 33 frags, James.
It had a little bit of help as there was a team flash coming in, which allowed him to get the easy frag on the player by Squeaky. So a bit of miscoordination there, and they've gone for big guns all over the place. 2 big green guns, and they've got the black blast as well. RBZ. I tried to say RPK and NBK at the same time. That was a disaster. Anyway, see, he gets the frag there. So numbers starting to thin for the remaining Steelseries side, and before we can even switch to the players, they're all dying. Only 2 of them left, Obez and Nick. Nick with all of 6 HP. The bomb carrier as well. He will need to be careful. There's at least 1 frag. Second one coming in as well for the team. But now it's Nick with 2 HP.
Good luck.
GLHF. He could have almost been killed by that flashbang.
If it had dinked him, that would have been quite glorious. Oh my god, no! That's like the best possible timing to go for a reload. Oh dear, he couldn't have known. But it's going to be 16 to 10, and surprising result there, the underdogs, DireWolves, actually are taking map number 1. So that means we have an Inferno next, and that can be the place that's Steelseries, a team that should, in theory, have some more rehearsal, could actually take an advantage. On a classic map, an Inferno, surely that should be their place to take a map and then bring it to a decider.
Absolutely. So we are going to go to a break, guys, as they set up for the second map. So we will see you in a few minutes on Inferno.